Good afternoon. What's today, Tim? April 21st, week 47 of stay at home.
It is just day.
It's
What
just a
day is
day.
it? It's just day.
It's just a day. Welcome to episode 4 of What's the Deal, featuring myself, Pat, and my esteemed colleague, Tim.
What's the deal, dude? What's the deal?
Lots of deals out there right now. Go through our stuff so find people
Oh,
can see
yeah,
how to
yeah.
contact us.
Who are you? There's your
That's
email.
me. If you want to send an email, if you have any questions, please do so. And then Tim's information is coming up on the screen here. Join Tim's Facebook group. It's for used car managers, anybody that wants to be a used car manager, anybody that works in their dealership. There's some really great content out there, not related to Max Digital, but just overall the auto industry as a whole. So today we're going to talk about profit max pricing summary. We've been doing a lot of meetings recently with our fine clients across the country. We actually just had one prior to this. I thought it was pretty shocking when they talked about the Manheim results. So in a typical week, Manheim sells 175,000 vehicles in a week. 2 weeks ago, 15,000 went through the chute. Last week, 19,000. So I'm not good at math, but that's a lot less than what they're normally hitting at. So
yeah. So another amazing number. You ready for this?
Yep.
If you wanted to buy a barrel of crude oil, how much was it?
I think it was negative yesterday, wasn't it? They're paying you to take it off their hands.
Today it's $7.68. I mean, that's the price of a very well loaded Subway sandwich, isn't it? So
yes. Extra toppings.
Yeah, I mean, so just some crazy times we're living through. I think it's good that we're online here talking about stuff. I guess some guys are busy out there. Retail has picked up in pockets. If you're in the Northeast and you're still in lockdown, please be safe. You know, you guys will get your turn. But all right, so we're talking about profit max pricing summary today, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So everybody's curious, like, where do I need to price my inventory today? What sorts of, what percentage to market? What's the book value? Where do you go? And what I'm going to show you here is that we're going to cover the profit max pricing summary. Maybe you can lead in with your opinion here, Patrick, but it's my opinion that you, as a dealership, you need to find your strike price. As of today, April 21st, I don't know if I'll say this next week, but I don't think you need to drop your retail price just to move if you do, I think you'll sell the car. I've said that a couple times. I don't think if you need to give up the gross, but you do need to find the strike price, especially on 1 to 3 year old expensive inventory. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's the segment that has everybody worried right now. Because of manufacturer incentives, you got the 0% 84-month out there. Those are the things that I think are keeping dealers up at night. A $10,000 car is going to be a $10,000 car, but you got, in our example today, a $30,000, a Suburban or Yukon. Do we take a smaller loss now to avoid it down the road? That's what we're kind of talking to our dealers about that right now. If you guys missed Mike Kavanaugh's market insights last week, we did a webinar series Thursday and Friday. We'll share a link to all the recordings of these and it's pretty interesting stuff. Go ahead and take a look at it. But Tim, let's dive in for sake of time.
Hey, we got a poll. We got a poll question.
Oh, yeah, let's do the poll question.
All right, poll question for today. Let's see if we learned how to do this. We're getting real technical here. Let's see here. Launch poll. There we go. Launch it.
All right. So today's poll question, interactive here. Which of the following factors are you considering the most when setting an internet price right now? Is market day supply, unit cost, the age of the vehicle, model year, options, and miles? So just go ahead and click which one you think is.
Yeah, I mean, so I purposely left off a couple of things that guys consider. I think the obvious things. I thought maybe we would take a look and see, what are the other driving factors when it comes to price.
Yeah. So we got a little over half of you guys have voted.
All right, let's see. 61% voted.
We'll wait a couple more seconds. We're up to over 70. Thanks for participating.
Yeah, it's good stuff. You know, unscientific car guys just sharing.
It's the Pat and Tim poll.
If you
You'll see
guess
this
the
on
right answer, we'll give you a barrel of oil.
You'll see this on the nightly news tonight. All right, can you share it, or do we just have to give the
I
response?
don't know, how do I do that?
I don't know. But 38% of you guys said market day supply. 4% said unit cost, so that's great to hear. 24% said age, and 36% said model year. So, you know, almost a dead heat between model day supply and model year options and miles. So
there you go. I see it. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, cool.
Thanks for participating. So let's dive in. So Tim, show the good folks where profit max pricing summary is.
Profit max pricing summary, lower right-hand corner of the tool takes you here. All right. So if you've been in the system long enough, you'll know this is a great place to view your inventory from 10,000 feet. Yeah. And what I like most about this, I think Patrick will agree, is it's your ability to look at just retail inventory, and then filter by age, risk, or you can look at it all. So we're currently looking at the risk view. So why don't you walk us through these buckets, me and Patrick?
Yeah, thanks. So obviously the one on the far left, if you don't have a price on the vehicle, kind of hard to sell without a price. So those are your vehicles that have zero price. The page automatically goes to overpricing risk. So those are, you know, potentially overpriced. It's not taking mileage into account on this. It's just from the market listings, what's your percentage to market, priced at the market, and then, you know, don't forget about the cars that are underpriced too. If you have a vehicle that's a unicorn, as Tim said in a previous episode, you know, we can still make money on that, right? Especially if you have something with really, we talked about lumpies last week, low mile per year. If you got something like that, and you know, don't lose gross profit if you don't have to. And then
yeah, I always think you can always have overpriced vehicles. Even today, I don't know if it's a quarter of your inventory, but you know, a low mile per year, like you said, low mile per year, we're going to need to make gross somewhere. So there are still gross cars out there.
And Tim, explain what no favorable price comparison means.
Yeah, so one of the really cool things about our system, especially if you're a customer that uses the digital showroom, or you're even dabbling in Max BDC. My mom goes to buy a car. She has no idea what 97% of the market is. You would not impress her at all. What you would impress her with is if you're behind Kelley Blue Book or NADA or Edmunds, and these are the vehicles that are currently in your system with a price that you're not beating any of those. Again, we're not telling you that that's a bad thing, but we're highlighting you the fact that there's really no evidence as far as a customer is concerned that this is a good deal.
Yeah. And remember, we put that information into our ad descriptions as well. So if you're below Kelley Blue Book or you're below NADA, in the first paragraph, we'll say $1,000 below Kelley Blue Book or $1,300 below NADA. So when Tim's mom is shopping online, it's prominent there in the first preview of the ad description. And you can also sort this by age as well, as Tim's doing right there.
Yeah. So one of the things I like about this report, especially in today's environment, I don't know if age is as much of a factor in some markets. What you can do is you can sort by any one of these columns here. And you can come right in here and you can sort by market day supply. So if you're a decision maker here on a call, or you want to have this discussion, that's going too fast for me here. You know, let's just start looking at the cars that the market, you know, we've been saying that the market's lagging. Market day supply information in your tool could be a little, I think it's starting to catch up. I mean, look at some of these numbers here that we're starting to see.
A lot of stale inventory out there.
Yeah, and not only that, so you know, so we've got high market day supply, and we're not beating a lot of pricing proof points. Let's talk about this vehicle. So, anything else here?
No, you want to go into that example that we found earlier?
So yes, here we go. Another example of profit max. And why did we pick this car, Patrick?
Well, the first thing, you know, we've been diving into a lot of stores lately, and one thing that I've seen that I don't know that I necessarily agree with, maybe if you can talk me into it, Tim, the mileage band on the left-hand side there. Tim, if you want to highlight that. You know, right now there's 22 vehicles that, when we shrink the market that much, that we're looking at. So we had this debate last week and the week before. why are we taking out the low mileage vehicles? Don't we want to see that, especially on a car like this? This is in that sweet spot of the 1 to 3 year old vehicle, right? So I think if you do this, you might be doing yourself a disservice, because there might be a car out there with 10, 15,000 miles less, and somebody's, you know, trying to shoot the market just to get rid of their inventory. So if you put it too small, you're missing, you know, a competitor that could be across the street with a similar vehicle with much less miles on it.
Yeah.
So
you know, and if you're asking, you want to ask yourself, you know, why should I be priced over 100% to the market? Why should I be priced 109% to the market? Well, I don't even know if this is a good indication of the market. You know, let's just see what happens here when we. But the car's not low mile per year. It's just an XL. It's a, you know, it doesn't. We didn't really audit it for any cool options. But when I go, it's still 106% to the market when I, you know, consider all miles.
Yeah, and it only added 8 additional vehicles. So why not look at the 30,000 foot view? So if you go into the market listings tab right there, go ahead and click on that. Let's look at those 30, and then obviously best practice is sort by mileage, and then your car will always be highlighted. And now you can see, you know, is there something with a little less miles on it for similar price?
So 41. Yeah, I mean, here we go. Here's a 38,000 miles. So for 41.8, here is a 36,000 mile one for 34.9, not certified.
There's one that has 16,000 miles on it for 41.
Yeah, you know? Texas North Auto does.
Yeah, so if we had kept our market listings, you know, real skinny, we would have missed that one because we had it set at 20. So just some food for thought there. You can make yourself look really smart by dissecting the data to get your price, you know, in line. But also, you know, on the pricing proof points, Tim, we touched on this when we went through Profit Max, but you know, these are there for a reason. You know, how do you, so when Tim's mom comes into the dealership, how are you setting your sales staff up to hold your price, right? You want to dive into digital showroom and show them how that directly relates to that?
I don't have that pulled up here.
Tim wasn't prepared for this call.
I wasn't. Let's see.
He's thinking about the draft. While Tim's pulling that up, Thursday we're going to have a special NFL themed show. From looking at our webcams, you can probably figure out who my favorite team is, and Tim's as well. So we might come and I might put that helmet on that's behind me. Do the whole webcast with the helmet on. But when you're setting yourself up, if you're a used car manager and you're pricing it and using those pricing proof points, now that will push over to digital showroom. So when your salespeople are working with clients, whether it's on the lot or in the showroom or your BDC center, you know, you can have those pricing proof points there so if Tim's mom asks for $1,000 discount on this car, I now have, as a salesperson, some some real ammunition to hold my price and not negotiate and stop that double discount. Excuse me, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, we've already worked really hard to set this, you know, competitive strike price, you know, in today's environment. Sell the value, $3,200 worth of packages, and we're, you know, behind the market, back of the books. Good stuff.
And then share this with the client, print it, send it. If you have a BDC center, BDC reps love this tool versus the website because it's a lot cleaner, it's a lot faster, and the share capability is phenomenal. Get the customer looking at the same information that you guys have. So that's my point on that. Let's go back to the system.
My last tip of the day, okay? Just got off a call with a Highline group, and we went over the Profit Max pricing summary, and he's like, this is a guy, he's been on the system a long time. He's like, Timmy, remember the old loan value, book value calculator? He's like, let me show you where your warts are. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, pull it up. And as soon as he went to this, I'm like, this is a phenomenal tool if you want to like get a sense of where you're at, where your water is at. We use this tool to put deals together, but this store has NADA average trade-in, right? We're going to run that for the entire inventory. I'm just going to go 100%. And then I'm going to come out to this final column. So 100% of average trade-in less cost. So this is the good stuff at the top. I look at this stuff. So there's no book out for these top units, but look, you get a quick idea of where you're at regarding to your favorite book, whether if it's Black Book, NADA, KBB. You want to know where your warts are, where your problems are going to be, based off of where the books have been. This is a great place to start, and maybe have a pricing discussion from here too.
That reminds me of the poll question that we did. Tim and I did a driving sales webinar on Thursday, and one of the polls questions was, you know, how much faith do you have in what the books are actually reporting right now? If Mannheim's down, 150, 160,000 units a week, are the book values, properly representing it? And overwhelmingly, Tim, what was it, like 68% said that they don't have faith in the books right now. There wasn't one person. We had over 400 people on that webinar. There wasn't one person that said that they still had faith in the book. So,
well, I guess I'd hope that this is wrong, but
yeah. But just
right.
And that goes towards appraisals too. When you're looking at your appraisals, sales history, which we provide for you, and that market data, outside of the books is super important to look at. And if you're part of a group, utilizing, harnessing the power of the group. So if you're a Chevy store like this guy, and you're looking at a Toyota Tundra, call your Toyota store if you have one in the group. And especially on the late model stuff, 1 to 2 years old, what are Tundras going for right now? Lease specials or special financing. Could somebody get into a brand new Tundra for less than what you would have to sell your trade for? So harness the power of the group. Any other things to touch on, Tim?
No, I don't. Looks like we had a great crew on today. I didn't see any questions. We didn't really offer it up for questions.
On Thursday, not only will we do the special NFL edition of the show, but we're putting together a used car checklist for from all the things that we've learned. My 13 years, Tim's almost 10 years here. Our CarMax background, Tim's background in traditional dealer land. So we're going to go through a checklist. It's not going to be system driven, but just some practical things that you can be doing on a day-to-day basis around your used cars. So
and another poll question of the week.
Oh yeah.
New segment. We're taking sponsors if you're interested.
We're really cheap too. It won't take much to sponsor this show. So
all right, dude. You guys have an awesome afternoon. Thank you guys for checking in. We'll see you on Thursday.
Have a great day, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.